This is your daily encouragement. I'm Dr. Kevin Agar. We're down at Marriage Partners Studio. Why don't you take a look around with us? Hi friends, I'm Dr. Kevin Agarth. This is Marriage Partners Ministry. I want to talk to you today about something that has really kind of been on my heart lately. You know, I will hear from people occasionally, my spouse just takes me for granted. You know, I'm not even really sure that they love me anymore. They just take me for granted. And then they apply this meaning to being taken for granted. And the meaning is that the spouse doesn't love them. And so they take them for granted when they get home from work and they don't spend time talking. And they apply a meaning. That means they don't love me. And then maybe, say they go out golfing quite often. And so they feel taken for granted. And then they say, you know, what this means is that my spouse really doesn't love me. And I think that's when we apply a meaning to something rather than asking questions, rather than giving the benefit of the doubt. When we apply a meaning, oftentimes this is how we create misunderstanding. We misinterpret what we're seeing. We apply a value or a meaning to it. And oftentimes we can be very, very wrong. You know, there's two sides of the road with taking someone for granted. There's the giver and there's the receiver. So let me just give you a little story to kind of illustrate this. A few years ago, my grandmother, she had asked my grandfather to fix the screen door because it wouldn't open smoothly. It was kind of rough, and she kind of had some trouble with it, and it really irritated her because it hadn't gotten taken care of, and she was kind of fighting with the screen door. And so she mentioned it to him again, and you know, he did not immediately get up and do anything about it. And I was visiting with them. We were just kind of hanging out. And it was probably about a half hour later. And my grandmother was in the kitchen and she was cooking up some food. And my grandma's a very busy lady. She's doing some cleaning and while she's cooking and in between she'll get a phone call and she does a lot of phone work. Anyways, my grandfather quietly got up and just didn't say anything to anybody, just went out to the garage. He got a rag, got some oil, got some screwdrivers, and he came back in and he bent down and he started working on this door and started cleaning the track and polishing it with some oil and adjusting the wheels with the screwdrivers and he was fixing it for my grandmother. And my grandmother, she came over to him and she asked him what he wanted. If I remember correctly, it was either if he wanted corn or green beans with his dinner. She didn't even really click that he stopped what he was doing and he started to work on that door. And then she began to walk away after she asked a question. And it dawned on me, I'm like, here he is doing a great thing, and just all human beings are this way. We tend to overlook things. Okay? So I realized he was doing a great thing and he was about to not even get credit for it. And so I said, hey, Grandma, I said, did you notice what Grandpa's doing? And she kind of looked over at him, kind of had a little bit of a puzzled look. And then it kind of dawned on her that he was doing this really nice thing for her. And she smiled and she said yes. And she went over and she patted him on the back of the head. That's just kind of a affectionate, endearing thing that she does. And you know, it just warmed my heart, and I think it had to have warmed my grandfather's heart also to see that happen. And it got me to thinking, you know, I think we do great things, awesome things, caring things for our spouses all the time, but we don't get credit for it. And it's not fair to say, you take me for granted. If you're not bringing attention to the things that you're doing, it's not fair to say to your spouse, I take you for granted, if you never mention that, hey, I really went out of my way to make this sandwich for you. They might not even think about it. Their mind might be on other things. So when we do something really good for our spouse, I want you to give them a notification. That we cover this. It's called the policy of notification in the home DVD study course. It's a notification will make sure that your spouse knows that you love them. Your spouse will know that you care about them because you are notifying them, hey, I'm making this sandwich for you because I care about you. Or hey, I'm fixing the sliding glass door because I know, because I care about you and because I know that you'd like to have it done, and so I'm going to do that for you. Hey, I'm taking your car in to fill it up with gas because I know you don't like to, and because I want to just take care of that for you because I care about you. This is all called notifications, and your spouse will probably be very happy. They might say, hey, oh, thank you. Yeah, I really didn't. I know that you made me a sandwich. But it really didn't, I was so focused on this thing over here that it really didn't click that you were really doing this as an act of care and love for me. And so I apologize and thank you for that sandwich. I appreciate it. And maybe, now here's where it gets really good. Maybe your spouse will say, hey, listen, I appreciate that. I really do. I want you to know that I appreciate that. I love you back in return. Thank you. But you want to know something? A sandwich isn't that big of a deal to me. So since you want to show me your love, obviously, that you want to do that, next time, instead of a sandwich, next time, just come over and spend 10 minutes with me. That's all I ask for. Let's just have some conversation. Let's just relate together, not about facts and figures and specifics, but let's just talk. Let's just share our heart. Just 10 minutes is all I ask for. It's actually less than what it takes to make a sandwich. That would mean so much to me. That would warm my heart so much. And as you begin to share those conversations about how you would like to feel love, how you would like to receive that love, I'm trusting and I know that this will greatly improve your marriages. Friends, I hope you got tremendous value out of today's video. Please help me by sharing it with your friends. Please pass the word around about Marriage Partners Ministry and about these daily encouragement videos. Remember, what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. Thank you.